Welcome people, it's your girl Sarabeth and I'm back with another video, and in today's video I'll be talking a little bit about what the season of singleness is like, okay? I have been talking to some of my friends and the frustration is real. The frustration be real in these streets, and my friends are Christian, so I'll be talking about it from that point of view, from that standpoint. So if you don't know what it's like being a single Christian, this is kind of like an insight into what me and my friends talk about. So without further ado, let's talk. Yeah, people. So, being single has its upsides and its downsides. And depending on how you look at it, you can be very depressed during your season of singleness, or you can be very excited about your season of singleness. And depending how you ended up getting there as well has a lot to do with it. But from my point of view, the season of singleness is always a time for reflection. It's always a time to get to know yourself. It's always a time to heal. It's always a time to just figure out yourself and what you want out of relationships. I don't think it's ever a time to waste, because you're not gonna get that time back. That time where you were single, where you had the chance to learn about yourself. If you really want a relationship, if you want to be married, if you want kids, enjoy your single season. Enjoy your single season. I think that a lot of us Christians, we rush, or we feel pressured by society to, and the church, to get married. And that's not everybody's desire, but at the same time, it does feel like everyone is pressuring you to get married. Society, the church, culture, everything. Especially as a female, you feel pressured to get married and to have children, even if that doesn't feel right to you, even if it's just not something you're ready for at the moment. People tend to pressure you, and the older you get, they ask you, why aren't you married? Why haven't you found someone yet? Why haven't you settled down? And it's really annoying. It's really annoying, because something that I've noticed is that people tend to want you to get married and have children for their own selfish reasons. If it's parents or family, they'll be like, oh, I want a little niece or nephew, I want a little grandkid running around. Okay, is that the only reason that you want me to rush into marriage and rush and have a baby? Like, no. It will happen when God says it's time. But I want to talk about from the male perspective. I have a guy friend and he's single, and he's been single for over 5 years now. And it's not for a lack of trying, but I feel like his godly standards in today's day and age, it doesn't translate well with females. And I also received the same thing from a female friend of mine. I was talking to her and she was saying how when she tells guys, oh, she wants to wait on marriage, oh, you know, she was a virgin, da 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 da, all these things that she would tell them, they didn't receive it well, or they were confused, or it just made dating harder when they told people about their standards in God and how they were operated and how they chose to date and show up in the world. And I encourage them by telling them that is a good thing, because you're weeding out the people who just want sex anyways, you know? It's better to have 100 no's because you told them your standards and they said, oh no, I can't live up to your standards, rather than to have someone waste your time and mess up your, your walk with God and what you're trying to do. So I think that for those of you who are celibate, for those of you who are abstaining until marriage, I would say keep on that path, because there's someone out there that will appreciate that aspect of your standards, will appreciate that mindset of yours that you have. So don't give up, and don't give in to peer pressure, and don't give in to feeling like the oddball, because it can be really tempting to just, lower your standards because you feel like the odd one out, or you're being pressured. So I would encourage my guys and girlies out there to remain abstinent if that's what you want. It automatically weeds out the people who are just in it for physical connection anyways. I would say also, it sounds like it can get lonely. It can get very lonely, but I feel like as single people, it's important to note that and have a plan, so you won't end up in vulnerable situations where you're entertaining people who don't make any type of sense just because you feel lonely and you're desperate. And that's not a good place to end up, because you're going to regret it later. That's not a good place to end up. So I would advise you to either make time with family and friends, or find something that, helps you fill that void of loneliness, whether it's spending time with God, doing activities that you love, working out, cooking, whatever it is. Find things that you enjoy to help you fill that time. Call friends, talk to your friends, talk to your family on the phone. Do whatever it is you need to do in order to fill that void. But absolutely do not. Lowering your standards is not an option. Lowering your standards just because you are lonely, or you're feeling desperate, or you're feeling like time is running out on you is definitely not an option. You hear me? Not an option. It is definitely okay to feel lonely and want company, but it is not okay to entertain people who are just gonna lead you down the wrong path. That is not okay. So you need to have a plan and put those things in place, so when you do feel lonely and vulnerable, you don't end up falling into temptation or wasting your time with people who don't make any type of sense for your dating life. Another thing that I've noticed among, like, just being single as a Christian is it can get hopeless. The hopelessness is real. The hopelessness is real because you don't know when you're going to find that person. You don't know how to find that person. You're just kind of out here just rummaging, through the garbage just to find like a needle in a haystack. It's difficult, but what I've learned is wait on God, and He will send the right person for you when you least expect it. I've learned that in my life, every time I looked for love, it always ended badly. And every time it was unexpected, it was really like a blessing. So I think waiting on God is something that can feel hopeless sometimes, because you get impatient and you kind of don't know when. Okay, God, when? It's been 2 years, 3 years, when? 4 years. I've seen people online say they've been single for 9 years, 10 years. I would say keep waiting, but try new things. Try new things in the sense that if you're someone who never goes outside, if you're someone who's never tried a dating app. If you're someone who, even though I don't really recommend dating apps, even though I know people who have met on it and they've, gotten married, it's very few. I would say, yeah, go outside, get a social life of your own that's fulfilling, that doesn't make you feel like, okay, I'm missing out on romantic love. Something is missing from my life. My life feels void without a romantic relationship. Go out and make new friends. Expand your circle, your friendship circle, and just get to know new people. You never know. By becoming friends with new people, you might just find that person that is for you. I wholeheartedly believe in that. So that would be kind of like my number one tip for you guys who are single. I would say being friends with someone first is a great step. Trying to meet new people and just be friends with people is a great step to finding someone that you're compatible with, because it kind of takes away the pressure of dating, and it also just helps you to get to know that person easier in a more relaxed environment, I think. So that's how I feel like single Christians should deal with the hopelessness, the singleness. Just keep holding on to the faith and just fill your life with friendships and family and just memories. Just live your life, basically. The moment you start feeling hopeless, live your life. Go out and live your life. Because if you're sitting there and feeling lonely and you don't have anything to do and you're just pining over a relationship, it can be very well that you idolize relationships. Relationships can quickly become an idol. And for me, in the past, that's what it was, an idol. And it would be situations where you want a relationship so bad, you end up lowering your standards or settling for things. Don't do that. Don't do that. Fill your life with other things and a relationship will come. I don't want you guys to be sitting there broken and then expect a relationship to come and fix you. No. I want you to live a whole and happy life, and then, God will send that person when it's the right time. So that would be my advice for being single and Christian. I don't know how people are dating outside in the world, but I don't have no advice really for you guys other than do you, I guess, because to each his own. Like, I don't believe in hookups. I don't believe in, what the one night stand culture, no. So do you. It's a free world. But me, I choose to be on the Lord's side. I beg. No, not for me. So, with that being said, I wish you guys a happy Friday, and I hope you guys find love soon. I really, really do. I really wish that for my friends. I'm praying for you guys. I am praying for all the single people out there. Work on yourselves while you wait. And I pray that the person that God has for you is working on themselves as well. With that being said, that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. And I don't want you to lower your standards. Keep holding your standards. Keep living the life that you're living. Keep walking in the statutes of God, and you will be rewarded. That's what I believe, and I hope you believe that too. So